Hello, this is GameWizard001. Bear with me a moment here, I'm just getting my comment stuff in order. There we go. So, since I'm probably going to be waiting for a while, I wanted to play Bloodborne instead. I was going to actually wait till this was the very last, but I got bored. So, I'm using a old character I had. This is basically at the start of its run. I've only gotten this lantern lit, basically this and the central one further in. I don't recall if I talked to you, Sefka. All I really did so far, the reason I have all these echoes is because I've sold some useless things.
You're safe, thank goodness. But I'm afraid nothing will change. I cannot open the door. I'll do what I can, of course. Perhaps this will help you, if only in some small way.
Yusefka's blood vial.
Now
So
go. I pray for your safety.
personally, I wish this was at the very, very start so I could at least go through that part, but whatever. So just kind of quick recap. This is Yusefka. This is her clinic. And she will not open this door. She will not let anybody in. She will not accept any new people. You can kind of also see her through the crack of the window there. But, so yeah, her entire dialogue right now has always been consistent of, I hope you're okay. I hope you're safe. But I will not let you in here under any circumstances. Everybody in here is in great danger if I let you in. You may seem sane now, but you could be going nuts later, so I can't let you in.
Are you still in? But I have nothing. Please, I can only pray.
Yeah, see, she will not let me in. That's a key thing for later. Because the moment that switches to, from I can't let you in to, hey, start sending people over my way, that's no longer Yusefka. Yusefka's dead, or actually, no, she's not dead, but she might as well be. Also, this is, the outfit I'm using is Maria's outfit, as well as her sword and gun. Because, fuck it, why not? I'm gonna basically do the entire run-through with just this stuff. I mean, this could change, but as far as armaments and attire goes, it's going to be just this. So I already killed this. I should have already gotten the item there. That's obviously closed. And the one lantern up there. That's it. That's all I've done. I've gathered these items here, but as far as like opening this stuff and going through, not really all that much. Only reason it's different because this is what it was like when I started the playthrough. Just have to remember that. Oh God, what was I gonna say? That this is not Dark Souls. That is an entirely different playset and mentality for how you play. So anybody who's never played this before, you're obviously not going to get a very good indication from start to finish with this character, because my character right now is very, very strong, as you can see. The only reason it's this strong is because I've had a friend, because this is a second playthrough, mind you. Because a friend of mine, maybe a year ago, helped me boost the shit out of my character's stats, as you can see. I pretty much min-maxed everything except Arcane, because fuck Arcane. Everything else is pretty much at the soft cap. So, all the echoes I get, I could put into new stuff, or I could just use it to buy other things. But either way, I've gotten all the items and everything like that. It's just basically the, like, blood vials and mollies and stuff like that that I can get that I would use the echoes for.
Across the valley to the east of Yarnham, you'll find deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the... I haven't heard of Pet. That's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique...
So he's telling me to go, let's see, basically over here. Go to that bridge, and eventually I'll find potentially what I'm looking for. I won't.
Across the valley...
Yeah, that's all he says. He is basically the equivalent of the crestfallen... Actually, no, he isn't crestfallen knight from Dark Souls. Because, you know, he's, like, very helpful. The person who's crestfallen, or at least the equivalent of, is later. But I'll pretty much murder him eventually, like I always do. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so, one thing about Bloodborne is there's no blocking. There's a lot of dodging, but there's no blocking. Basically, it's try to kill as quickly as possible, but really your best bet is to stick and move, stick and move, stick and move. And don't use bullets too much, because you only have so much until you find somebody who's willing to drop more. And you're dead. But one thing you will find familiar is that, like Dark Souls, this entire game is filled with nothing but shortcuts. Also, that dude is incredibly strong, and he guards nothing. So if you want to fight him, you best be prepared, because he is not exactly a lightweight. And what I mean by that is he is going to murder you. If you can kill him without sustaining damage, good on you. If you can't, I just leave him alone. There are other enemies around here to find. Now, you see a house with a red lantern here. They are somebody you can talk to, see, but talking to is a loose term, I should say. Also, dudes with hats and rifles, they will most always drop bullets. So if you're low on bullets, you can always just run through an area where you know those guys are, and they'll just drop you more rounds. Yeah. Sometimes the best bet is just to let them do an attack, get around them, and then just start wailing on them. And also, in this game, in Bloodborne uniquely, is you get hit, you have a chance to recover your health by continuously attacking an enemy until either they're dead or, you know, whatever. But usually you can recover health if you get a little bit injured. Not all of it, usually, but there's always a good chance. Didn't want to do that. Right. Nope. Oh, there we go. Trying to think. No? No. No. There we go. I'm trying to find a way to do this, because all weapons have a second form, unlike in Dark Souls. So it's a little more powerful. You lose the ability to use your gun, but you get a different moveset that can be very, very helpful. But be careful, because sometimes trying to find that ends up having you shoot a bullet that you didn't want to use. Didn't really need to do that, but he was pissing me off. Just trying to remember the button schemes, because it has been a while. Oh, yes, this area. So you will find areas where there's just usually a big giant mob of people. So, like, well, Dark Souls does have areas where it's like that, but Usually it's like, you know, one specific spot, you can draw them out and clear that, and then move on to the next one, which will have more people. This is, huh. This is an area where, you can get, overwhelmed rather quick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where did you all come from? I should not have survived that. But I did. Holy shit. That was intense. Holy crap. Thank God I'm so strong. But downside is they are too. Also, those guys are annoying. Oh, come on, I just threw a Molotov cocktail at you and burned you. You should be running at me. Oh, fine, whatever. Just murder you. There. Seriously? What do I have to do to get your attention? See? These guys are taking too long. Why are you not hitting him? That's right, there's dogs. Keep forgetting about the dogs. I don't like the dogs in these games. Well, come on, I haven't got all day. Trying to think. Oh, I remember. So, here's another thing I'm going to show. Backstabbing. It is not an automatic thing like it was in Dark Souls. Here you have to do one of two things. Either walk up to a certain point, basically about here, because you're going to be able to lunge quickly into him. And you're going to charge up the attack, usually in this case with a PlayStation, the R2 button, like this. And then you get up behind him and use the R1, and it does this. It's more of like what I think it's described as a riposte or something, but it's not exactly what a riposte is, but whatever. Now the other way is to actually shoot them, which would then essentially do like a counter move. Where it's like you basically have to time when they're about to hit you, and that will stun them long enough for you to basically do that move. It'll be from the front instead, or the back, either way. But you have to charge up the attack if you're directly behind them. Huh. I forgot I can summon him. That's weird. Now him, I'm pretty sure you can't have a sneak up on him. You can try, but he usually turns around anyway, so... that should have worked. Okay, come on, big boy. Yep. So it's usually like just right before he's about to initiate the attack, so it's all about timing, but once you do, it's a huge counter. More often than not, you can basically murder him outright. I think there's pebbles over here. No, these birds drop pebbles, that's the thing. Well, sometimes they drop pebbles. Okay. So I must have already gotten that. So I didn't... Okay, so I'm pretty much in like the early stages of the first part of this game. Ow. Stupid dog. Forget how I do this. There's one guy with a gun. I can usually draw out. Damn it. Okay, that works. Whew, I'm getting lucky. That's not always a good thing, because, well, luck is a great thing, but I can't always rely on it to get me through this. I really want to just see if I can get as far as I can just using what I have right now as far as weapons and gun. I think these are pebbles. Oh, that's right. If you basically max out what you have in your normal, what you have on your self, as well as in your storage space, then it basically leaves whatever the excess is. Yep, there we go. I think, what's down here? Oh, I know what's down here, and I don't need to be here, actually. And I could go down there and get, I think, a madman's knowledge, but I really don't need it. So I'm just gonna climb back up. Also, blood. Blood's basically, well, the title says it all, Bloodborne. But you're gonna be covered in blood a lot. Whether you are doing that propose thing or just killing enemies, you're going to be covered in it. You're just gonna be a walking, you know, cesspool of blood. Oh! That's where... Okay, you have my echoes. How much did... Oh, shit, you had a lot of my echoes. How... Wow, you... Also, I did not expect to beat them so soundly. But I did. Wait, this is not usually how I go. Oh. It's just a indicator, but... Oh well, I'm just gonna go this way anyway. I'll unlock the other way, but... Just weird that I did it this way. And there's a guy here. Yeah, also be careful because there are some really, really dark interiors. And if you're not careful... Hey, look! Yeah. Ow! Rude! I don't think it's blood vial I'm about to pick up. Nope. Cold blood do. Basically, it's like Wayward Souls, but with congealed blood things. Oh look, it's Grandpa guarding bullets or something else. Hey Grandpa, how's it going? I'm just gonna come for the bullets, don't mind me. Yeah, if you see a guy in a wheelchair, he is not helpless whatsoever. Oh, doesn't open from this side. Interesting. Huh. Guess I went about this backwards. Oh, I know what I... Okay. Well, I still need to open this. Like I said, shortcuts abound in this game. Now, I believe I... What? Since... Thankfully, nobody respawns until you reset the world. I can actually just go backwards a bit and open that door from the other side. If I recall correctly, I would need to go through the sewers anyway, because this girl gives me a thing. Do I even have that thing? That taken from me when I start a new game? It appears so. Okay, that's that makes sense. Gas coin thing still around? It is. Huh. That's weird that it basically I can summon a guy I'm going to murder next. But whatever, because Father Gascoigne there is a boss. You happen to see dogs in cages? Murder the shit out of them, because they will get out eventually. Also, just free echoes, so why not? That. This should lead me eventually. Yep. First, there's a thing up here. Ah, there it is. Sorry if I'm not like kind of showing off like the entirety of the map and just going through it a little quickly, but you know, I've played this thing so goddamn many times now. First time I played it when it roughly first came out. God, I want to say 2015, 2014. It's right around the time when Team 4 started doing their own streaming games. Ow, I did not time that right. Invincibility frame! Save me, invincibility frames! And also, these guys are a great place to farm for more blood vials. Alright, yep, okay. So, this is actually a pretty good run so far. But then again, I am very familiar with this whole game and how it works. So the next part is, I could try and murder these guys. Or, I could just run past, because why the fuck should I fight them? Because I've got bigger things to worry about. See? They're not coming. He is, though. Meet Cleric Beast. It's kind of like the Asylum Demon. He's like the first, he's like barrier to entry. Weirdly enough, he's optional, too. And incredibly strong. Ow. Keep it up. Ow. I'm actually doing quite well. So this is just basically a product of me being incredibly strong and a maxed out weapon. And he's dead. He is dead. Now, if this were first, playthrough, this would be a little more challenging, and I wouldn't recommend doing what I did. I would, take your time, suss out the pattern of behavior and stuff like that. Also, even if you die, this is also a good place to go to get insights. See if you see the top right corner there. Top one is echoes or souls. Bottom one is insight. You just need one insight in order to level up in this game. That basically the doll becomes active and you can actually use her to use echoes to level up. Now, you know what? I think I can actually level up. Well, I don't know. See, this is the one thing I don't like that they eventually got into 3. Maybe, I think even 2 did it. But you basically would be able to see how many echoes or souls, or basically your experience point level, required in order to get the next level. To put in another point of experience into a stat. She also likes to sleep for every once in a while.
I must. What is it you did?
Yeah, you drifted off.
Very well. Let.
Oh, just one. Huh. Guess I haven't gotten completely to my. Okay, so endurance, I'm pretty much at the limit because nothing. Once basically no stat increases, you're pretty much at the limit for that thing. Skill or dex, which is kind of what my weapon is, my normal weapon, not my gun. 455, so it gives me an extra 4 points of attack damage, or 20 more points of health. So it really doesn't. This really doesn't actually do anything. And arcane, basically the only good thing is it increases your item discovery. But at this point, I really don't need to invest it in anything.
They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet? Farewell, good.
So what she's indicating are these things, these little messengers. See this bottom one here where my sword's kind of sticking into? The one with the vagina mouth? Yeah, these are sweet creatures in her mind. Which they kind of are, nice in their own way. Yeah, I'll need that. I don't need it, but yeah, I might as well grab it. I don't have too many of you, huh? Let's just get 10. That's all I need. More than enough for the other stuff, but might as well get that. See, this is what happens when you have a lot of echoes now. It's like you more or less try to decide about other things. So, bone marrow ash is going to be very, very useful for me later. And might as well just, yeah. Get some bullets. That's it. Spent all that for some extra items. So might as well just keep going. Central Yharnam is where I need to go next. So, like I said, the Cleric Beast at this point, in second playthrough and stuff like that, you don't need to go to him specifically. There are other ways of getting, insight and stuff like that to level up, but he's an easy way of doing it if you can't find the random item that's just laying about somewhere. Because there's other things you can, go through. There's the sewers and stuff like that, or you can just go past those 2 lumbering giants I, killed, like I said, that you can farm vials for, blood vials. So, Look, more blood vials. Excellent. So, big lumbering giants are good for getting blood vials. Him, Grandpa here, and sometimes occasional random guy. But him, he always drops 4 bullets. So if you need to farm, you know, basically, and you don't mind just going back and forth between here and Hunter's Dream, just do that. So I'm going this way next because there's one person I need to meet. There we go. Getting these dogs so they don't end up chasing and running me down. Because they do that. Okay, he's bothering some lady in there that I can actually direct to safety, but until I find... Nope, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just, I don't care about you. So, just jump through those barrels because sometimes they hide. Other things, but actually first I want to... There's a core there and a item hidden inside the thing. So, you have to be very careful about how you go about trying to cut the thing down, because if you don't do it the right way, you can end up falling. Thankfully I did it the right way. So down below at the very bottom where you see like that kind of boat there and this little sewer tunnel thing, there's some weird fucking rats down there, and they're guarding a madman's knowledge. It's this thing. This gives you insight. It's actually kind of the equivalent of humanity from Dark Souls 1. And Dark Souls 1 is the only time humanity even comes up as an item. It basically gets replaced by human effigy and then ember. Oh, that's right. This is...
Oh. A hunter, are you?
Yep.
And an outsider?
Yeah.
What a mess you've been caught up in.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
So this is basically a homeward bone.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
She's mostly indicating that anybody out in the streets, if they're still in their homes, there's a good chance they'll survive the night and not become, you know, some ravenous beast. But more or less, this happens on a near regular occasion, that every once in a while there's this big event and people just go fucking nuts.
Still lingering. What's wrong? No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves.
So what she is she is kind of the one who watches the hunters. When hunters start going the way of the beasts, she hunts them down and puts them, basically kills them, rather than having them go crazy. Because hunters are supposed to be the protectors of this town. They're supposed to be the ones that restore order, hunting down beasts and keeping things in line. But when they go a little too crazy, they get, you know, too hyped up on the blood and all that stuff, because there's like special kinds of blood that they use, especially like, you know, my healing items, that's literally blood vials. I'm literally giving myself a blood transfusion every time I need to heal myself. So eventually you go mad, or something else affects you, or who knows what.
What are you still... Enough a hunt...
Hunter muscle. Okay, she's basically done. Once she starts getting terse like that, then she's basically done talking with you. So next is just finding a way down. There's no real easy way of doing this. It's just fall down. Just take the fall down damage and you should be fine. It's not going to kill you unless you're already kind of injured. we go. Let's see if I can sneak up on this one and get the critical hit off. Now, get in mind, you don't get too close. It's not like with backstabbing or anything like that. You don't need to get right up on them. Just need to get close enough that you can basically lunge at them. Now, I could go down there, but I already have that item, and I don't really need to kill rats for anything. Dick. All right. Next. Now, again, for those who are new to this game, be careful going into new areas because you never know what's around the corner, especially the spot. 2 gunners and a beast man over here. You always kind of want to get his attention. Because the gunners are actually the real problem. And again, timing on when they're about to hit is always tricky. It's kind of like parrying with Dark Souls. It's sometimes a little tricky on getting the timing right. Go. Bullets. And I think this is another blood echo thing. Yep, cold blood dew. Now thankfully they have no like poison. Actually they do, but it's not yet. The sewer thing's not a poison sludge mound like it was in Blighttown. I don't know why, but the only thing that these crows drop is fucking pebbles. Well, when they do drop items, they only drop pebbles. Okay, so, by the way, if you see a thing of corpses like this, yeah, they're not really corpses. So, fire's really good on them. Well, one would think, anyway. Oh shit. You have to be careful, because they're slow to move, but they hit like a fucking truck. And once they start hitting you, they don't stop. So basically just do what they do in kind. And just unrelenting in hitting them. Or they will kill you. But also just obviously be mindful of your stamina, because you don't want to run out at the most inopportune time. Here there is not. Okay. Yeah. Strangely enough, birds are weak, but once they start pecking you, they're kind of like the normal enemies. They do that weird unrelenting hitting thing. And they give shit when it comes to echoes. Shard. This is where like having the axe. Oh my god! Stop. Having like the axe that they normally give you at the start. Because you can just do like the spin to win thing, and it usually actually kills him in one hit. So you can kind of see a shadow bit of it, but there's a pig at the end of this thing. Don't fight that thing head on. There's another way. Takes a bit of a jaunt to go find it, but there is a way. And is this at the bridge? Ah, damn it, it's not where I want to go. Fuck. Where do I go? Oh, I know. Okay, I'll be back to the spot in a moment. But since everything's dead here, it's actually gonna be easier to do this. So, there was a ladder over here. Right here. So I need to go up here because there's a little girl that I need to meet that will give me an item that will help with the boss. Now, technically, I don't need to have this item in order to fight and beat the boss, but, you know, story beats and all that. See? Pebbles. And Madman's Knowledge. So there's a couple of places you can go to get that. For some reason, all they say is like, "So cold, dear sister." I have no idea who he's talking to or what about, but he's still an enemy that will try to murder you, so he needs to die. And also this opens up another shortcut. So, before I talk to her, open the gate. Do not just talk to her, go down, because that'll just screw a lot of things up.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Please go look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
Fine girl's mother.
Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box.
Okay.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
Yeah, so silly.
My mum wears it so big. Oh, and it plays.
That's all. That's all she does. She says upon the matter. So, tiny music box. A small music box received from a young Yarnum girl. Also, we're in a place called Yarnum. Plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. Two names can be made out, however, faintly. Viola and Gascoigne. Yeah. Also, Gascoigne is, nope, I'm thinking of Bosscoigne, but kind of similar. They're kind of an homage to a character from Berserk, because one thing that should also been mentioned in the previous streams about these games is Miyazaki, the guy who made these games, huge Berserk nerd, and I don't blame him. Berserk is awesome if you can get past the super duper ultra violence that it emits from that series of manga and anime. There's actually a really good story there. It's very dark, sometimes depressing story, but there are some lighter elements to it. Depends on which part of the story you're in. And I would also suggest just reading the manga, because if you want like a mixture, like lighthearted moments that kind of help give a sense of levity in what is an overall dark, terrible story happening to a guy who's not a nice person, but you kind of sympathize with him because he's been through a whole lot. Oh god, a whole lot of stuff in his life, from like birth to present day in the story. And well, if I can do this right, I can probably fill up my thing. There we go, invincibility frame. Nope. Wow! Am I dead? Nope. Man! You suck. There. Full gauge. Wow. That went worse than I had hoped. Better than expected. And if you think about that, that does make sense. And like always, bring the elevator back up. Now this bridge is an interesting little experiment, because you basically want to go far enough where these guys come after you, but also be on it long enough where... There we go. Oh, come on. Yeah, it is. Ow! Man. Okay, so remember that pig I was talking to you about earlier? Well, you gotta go down this ladder to meet him from behind. Now you gotta approach him slowly, because he spooks. If he turns, well, then things get interesting. So again, you don't want to get too close, like about here. And then charge up and do this. And then just shove your arm up his ass and pull out his insides. Easy, right? Also gives a lot of echoes. And blood vials. Nice. Hunter's mark. So I gotta check. Okay, I do have that. Okay, excellent. And cold blood dude. Now, eventually with that story, there's a storyline with that girl that gave the music box. Once you eventually fight Father Gascoigne, which is also her actual father, like birth father, you'll then find her mother's brooch, because she's dead. If that wasn't obvious by the nature of this entire fucking world. You then go back and you basically tell her, sorry, didn't find her, because when you tell her, oh god, your mother and father are dead, she kind of gets a little depressed, and that's just bad. So when you tell her couldn't find her, but you found a safe place for her to go to, you tell her to go to this like church or whatever, at or cathedral ward. That's it, to the cathedral. She will go there, except for some reason she goes down in the sewers and meets Mr. Piggy. Mr. Piggy eats the fucking girl, and you find her bloody goddamn ribbon. Later on in this whole game, in the story of the game, you go back to that house, and somebody else is in there. Somebody pretending to be her sister. She's not her sister. However, you give her that, and I think maybe one other thing. No, you just give her the ribbon, and then later on she goes crazy and then just falls to her death somehow. I don't know, either because somebody threw her out or she just decided to take a nosedive to her death. Either way, she did. There we go. I'm lucky it'll be blood vials. Hey, look at that, I was lucky. Okay, so now the real tricky part begins because Gascoigne's actually a pretty hard boss. Not gonna lie. Even though I've beaten him a few times before, actually quite a few times before, he's never been easy. You always gotta be on your toes, but here we go. Weirdly enough, Bloodborne, some of the bosses will talk to you in some ways. Dark Souls? Not so much. Anybody with
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Anybody with a boss name, like, you know, in a health bar or whatever, they usually don't talk to you in Dark Souls, but here, a good portion of them do, actually. Ow! Ah, damn it. Missed my chance.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
Oh, damn it. I don't have the music box queued up. Ah, damn it. Ow. Come on, heal. There we go. Go. Come on, there we go. Okay, I do have the music box. Okay. Ow. Ow. Come on. Fucking dodge. Okay. On. Oh, okay. That fucking music box and some critical hits really saved my ass there. Holy shit. Okay. And light the lamp. And that's where I'll find the brooch. I won't go back just yet. That. Also, don't spam that music box, because it only has a potent effect for so long. So it's better to do it when he's in beast form like I did. And also you can kind of already tell a lady, and you can kind of already see the brooch on her. But yeah, here's red jeweled brooch. And yeah, that's the lady. I think Is it a... Yep. Bright red brooch used to gain a droplet blood gem. So yeah. A woman's bright red brooch engraved with the name Viola, like with the music box. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. The proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified, which I already have. So I'm going to use, because I'm not giving back. So I'll just make the girl sad, and that'll be the end of the whole thing, and that's that. Well, let's be honest, she goes sad and just probably end up doing something stupid with her life, so this entire town's basically fucked. Even if they were somehow a lot of people were to survive this night, it's like this thing has been going on for a while. Like, it doesn't really indicate, but it's probably been at least a few hundred years, at least, from the indication. Like, this has been going on for at least, well, maybe not a few hundred years, but at least a while. Like, long enough for, you know, God, I don't know. It probably has been almost 100 years at least, if not two. That's why I kind of feel like this is like, you know, kind of like that period of time, like the 15, 16, like actually 16, 17, and early 1800s kind of feel for this place. And the Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost masters from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. So the Bergenworth spider is about Rom the vacuous spider. It's not really explained what Rom is, but it ain't good, that's for sure. Cutscene. Well, a few actually in this game like that are like this. But it's cool. Yeah, dude in the lower right corner there. He's probably one of the only real nice people in this game that don't go fucking mad eventually and either want to murder you or just become a lump of blubbering jelly. Hey, buddy. Come on, talk.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does, always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely, not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts, none of them's too uncommon now. Yarnum's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about 'em, tell 'em about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell 'em to come on over, if you wouldn't mind.
So yeah, God, there was a lot he just said. Fuck. So basically what he's been saying is that up until now, as far as his memory is concerned, they've always been able to keep the beasts in check, you know, to get through nights like this, the you know, Hunter's Moon or something like that, I think it was, or some, you know, Nights of the Hunt or something like that. Because all this game, this entire game takes place within a single night, which is fucking weird how it all works out that way. Like, somehow you just stroll in, get a blood transfusion, you don't know why, you don't even know why you're here. Like, where you came from to get here, you're just here. You just were looking for Yarnum, you found it, you did a little blood thing, and then suddenly you got shanghaied into becoming a hunter, and you either sink or swim. You just, like, unlike with Dark Souls and being the chosen undead or what have you. It's like, at least when you started, you were some form of a warrior already. Like you're a cleric, you're a knight, or something, whatever your skill set was. And you just got stronger with, absorbing souls. Here, it's like you were just probably some random person who just, a scholar just came about here, and now you're given a sword or some weapon and a gun, and you're told, go out, kill some beasts, and maybe you'll find some answers. Maybe. And you usually just end up going fucking mad. So I'm just gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream, because I think that's probably good for now. And I'll just pick this up maybe tomorrow or something, because I want to do something else for myself. So yeah, I'm thinking of just doing some Bloodborne for a while. Maybe I'm almost thinking like you're just doing mix and matches, Bloodborne and maybe something else. I was also gonna be doing Final Fantasy 7 or even 9, because I like those games. Although that's gonna take a lot longer than Bloodborne, and they don't do New Game Plus. But anyway, thank you for watching in my archives, and I will catch you later. Actually, is there a wave? I think there's a wave. Make contact, joy, sit down, conviction. There's a wave. Oh God, no. Makes me look like an idiot. Anyway, bye-bye.